What's up YouTube, this is Joe from Zephyrwargames, and just firstly a huge apologies for not having a video up on the Friday. I completely forgot that I didn't have this profile made and ready to upload. I honestly thought I had the whole week already pre-planned and scheduled, but turns out I didn't. So we're having this one today. So yes, again, huge apologies for not having that up. Trying to find profiles I haven't done yet. It's being a bit of a struggle. So, I guess we're just all really excited for BT21, and we're going to have lots of content and lots of new decks that we can have fun with. So yes, for today's video, we are going to be doing, as you can see, the Zephagamon deck. Or Shoto deck, or whatever you want to call it, Shoto and family. I haven't played a lot of this deck, but I have got lots of friends who've been playing this deck, and this is like a compilation of all different techs and play styles that you can see. I'll show you also some techs that I know some of my mates have been playing. Big shout outs to Shrug for that. As you can do quite a lot with this deck. You can have lots of different like techs and play styles that you can utilize. This is just kind of like a bare bones build for all of you people who want to get into the Shoto deck and just, you know, like have fun with his different megas and all that kind of stuff, his rookies. But yeah, so this is like the profile for you. So before I get into it, if you enjoy, give us a like and subscribe down below. Ding that notification bell, because obviously if you enjoy person's content here on YouTube, you don't want to miss out on that content. And that notification bell helps prevent that. And all of that is greatly appreciated, and we thank you guys so much for doing so. So with all that said and done, let's get into the Showtime family. So we're playing 4 copies of the EX7 Fluffymon. I quite like this as my egg of choice, just because I like to gain the additional memory when I do delete a Digimon in battle. You do like to do a lot of Digimon battles in this deck. You like to suspend their Digimon, swing into them, and get lots of values from doing that. So we've gone for 4 copies of the Fluffymon. Just going to move this up a bit and zoom out a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, lots of space and room. Yay. For the rookies, we're playing 4 copies of your Searcher Terramon. So this is from ST18. So you get to on play look at the top 3 cards in your deck. Add a card with Avian Bird in any of its traits, and 1 copy of the Vortex Warrior or Liberator trait among your hand. Turn them to the bottom. The inherent is just a nice your turn plus 2000 DB. This is your main Searcher's deck. This is you're primarily going to be hard playing, but with that inherent ball, you can put this in the back if needed. Then we're playing 4 copies of the EX7 Terramon. So when this would evolve into an avian or bird in one of its traits, you get to reduce the cost by 1. It's weird that it doesn't let you also evolve it for -1 for Liberator, but I guess for this deck, majority of stuff who are Liberator are also just one of those traits as well. It means that you could evolve into Tyrannomon for 1 memory. That would be pretty cool if it could. The inherent is just to gain 1 memory if you do a delete another Digimon in battle. So again, more of that memory gain so we can extend our plays when we do combat. I'm playing 3 copies of Muchomon from ST18. With any of your effects suspends its Digimon, 1 of your Digimon with Avian or Bird in its traits, or Vortex Warrior, gains an additional 3000 in return. The inherent is Piercing. We like to have Piercing as much as we possibly can. So I've got the rookie to allow me to get that Piercing from the get-go if I need it. So it's not all reliant on Shoto. Next, for our champions, we're playing 4 copies of the promo 166 Gaomon. So this is the newest Gaomon that we've got in the game. It is via the store tournament promos that you get for your entry pack. So there's a chance that you can get this. So where I am at Darksphere, you know, we've been getting these quite a lot. So these are not harder to get. So the price of them aren't very high for us. So hopefully in your local area, you've got easy access to this, as this is a very strong promo for this deck. So the main effect is on play and with Digimon, you may suspend 1 Digimon. Then if it's your turn, this Digimon may Digivolve into a Digimon card with avian or bird and any of its traits in the hand. For every other suspended Digimon, reduce the cost by 1. The inherent is just another plus 2000 DP. This is one of the best guys that you can just hard slam to extend your plays after you maybe delete Digimon, gain some extra memory back. As you can just hard slam this, suspend a body. Maybe your guy is also suspended and you can evolve into the level 5 for only a cost of 2, which is very, very strong. Really good promo. I really like to have this in the deck. Next, we're moving on with 3 copies of the EX7 Galemon. So when Digivolving, if you have one of your attainments, you may play a Shoto Kazuma from your hand without paying the cost. The inherent is gain a memory when you delete a Digimon in battle. Again, more memory, more playing of the Shoto. And then we're playing 2 copies of the ST18 Galemon. I don't own the other promos, so unfortunately that's just something I do not currently own. But I think this is still a very good card as well. The security, you get to play a Liberator trait with a play cost of 4 less from your hand or trash without paying the cost. It does have Vortex. At the end of the turn, this Digimon may attack an opponent's Digimon with this effect. It can attack the turn it was played, and it can, it's just another plus 2k DP. I think this is the next best thing if you do not have the other Galemon. That is the other promo, because as it combos very well with the other promo Galemon, as it is an on-play effect. Moving on to the Ultimates, we're playing 1 copy of the Argamon. This is the limited one for uni players out there. It does have Digisorption, so you may suspend one of your Digimon to reduce the cost by 3, so it just evolves for nothing. You can just suspend the thing that you're evolving on. The inherent is that when attacking, you may play a level 3 green Digimon from your hand suspended without paying the cost. So you can just extend your plays, extend your board, go a bit wider. Maybe play a Searcher Rookie or play one of the cost reduction ones. All up to you. Then we're playing 3 copies of the ST17 Rapidmon. I like to play this over anything else at the moment just because I like to have my guys being as hard to remove as I possibly can, as the game is just very easy to remove bodies these days. So I like to play this over anything else. So it does have a on-play when Digivolving, Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. Then if you have a green tamer in play, which you probably will, continue your opponent's turn, your opponent's effects can't delete its Digimon or return to the hand or deck. The inheritance, you get to trash your opponent's top security if you delete a Digimon in battle all turns. So yeah, it's just another way to keep my guy living as long as I possibly can. The additional Digivolve is also very nice in this deck, as it is just a nice form of soft removal for that you can use. If you don't want to play this, I know my mate Shrug is also playing the Chromon. So this is an on-play when Digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, and one of your Digimon gets a plus 3000 DP. Then you may attack, or one of your Digimon may attack. The inherent is that one of your opponent's Digimon gets a minus 4000 DP for the turn when attacking. It is a bird, so you do get a little bit of synergy there with the searching. You can search this card out. You can reduce its evolution cost, as it is always going to be a full cost to evolve, unlike the Rapidmon there. So you can use this. I may take one of these in, maybe take out one of the Rapidmon. So I got a 2-1-1 split on my Techie level 5s. Yeah, this card's really cool. I have seen my mate Shrug playing this a lot, and it does do very well for him. So that's something you can also use. Then for last of the Ultimates, we're playing 4 copies of the EX7 Grand Galemon. I like this one a lot as it has Vortex natively on its own. And also the when Digimon, you miss this one Digimon, and this Digimon, if this effect suspended your Digimon, this Digimon isn't affected by opponent's effects of the Digimon to the end of the turn. And when this Digimon attacks an opponent's Digimon, this Digimon may unsuspend as an inherent. And again, more ways to make my buys as hard to remove as they possibly can. Moving on to the level 6s, the big boss monster deck. We're playing 3 copies of the ST18 Zephagamon. Has Vortex, and when Digivolving, suspend one Digimon, then unsuspend one of your Digimon. All turns when any Digimon unsuspends. For the turn, this Digimon isn't affected by the effects of your opponent's Digimon and gets an additional plus 3000 DP. It's also always treated as a bird dragon. So if you need to search the bird trait, you can grab him. Really good boss monster. I really like that it comes from the starter deck, so you don't have to go outside to get one of your big boss monsters. I say that, but the next two guys are outside of your starter deck. We're playing 2 copies of the medieval Gallant one of the main reasons I really wanted to make this deck, have this deck built, is because, as you all guys know, I love Gallant and I love medieval Gallant, so having him in his own deck is very, very strong. So when you would play this card from your hand, by suspending 2 Digimon, you can reduce the cost by 4, so it can come in for a cost of 7. He has Alliance and Vortex natively. And when Digivolving, you may suspend a Digimon. Then you may delete one of your opponent's Digimon 8,000 DP or less. For every other suspended Digimon, add 3,000 to this DP's maximum. So if your opponent has a suspended Digimon, this guy may delete an 11k DP Digimon. And all turns when any Digimon are played, you may activate one of this Digimon's when Digivolving effects. It does see itself being played for you new players out there. So you can just on-play this guy and then suspend a Digimon and delete a Digimon. And then you can Vortex into something. And then the other mega in the deck is 3 copies of Zephagamon Ace, another secret rare, but luckily this guy is pretty cheap to pick up. So if you haven't got them already, go pick them up now for your deck. So he has a Digivolve on a play cost of 10 or higher, level 6 with Vortex Warrior trait. Both of our level 6s are Vortex Warriors, so you can actually ace on top of this guy as like a little mode change. Does have a hand counter blast Digivolve. He has Piercing, Vortex, and Blocker all on himself. So essentially he is like Shoto, just embraced into Zephaga. So all turns, when any Digimon are suspended, this Digimon may unsuspend. On play, and when Digivolving, you may suspend 1 Digimon. For every 2 suspended Digimon, you may return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck. Always treated as a Bird Dragon trait, and of course, being an ace level 6, you're going to lose 4 memory if this card gets off the field. Really strong boss monster, really good for the deck, and it also almost acts like a nice little level 7 for the deck if you haven't got one. As you can see, I'm not playing any level 7s in this deck. Just I wanted to keep it and just like consistently get to my level 6s and just beat my opponents down with my level 6s as soon as I possibly can, and just like winning the game from that way. Obviously, if you wanted to play any level 7s in the deck, you can play the Paladin mode. If you want to take this to high big events, so I'd probably play like a single Paladin mode, just for those matchups where like you're up against trash heavy decks. But yeah. Moving on to the tamers, we're playing just 3 copies of the Memory Setter Shoto. This is from ST18, obviously. Memories 2 or less, set it to 3. And when any of your Digimon attacks your opponent's Digimon, you may suspend this tamer. You may change the attack target to your opponent's other Digimon or the security. Really nice way that you can just utilize Vortex, as Vortex has to attack a Digimon. So if you wanted to Vortex into your opponent's security for game, you may suspend the Shoto, allowing you to redirect it into their security. 3 copies of the EX7 Shoto. This is if your opponent has a Digimon gain in memory. And by suspending this tamer at the end of your turn, one of your Digimon gains Piercing and Blocker until the end of your opponent's turn. If it's a Vortex Warrior trait, though, it gets to also unsuspend. The reason we're playing 3 copies of this is because I wanted to play 1 copy of the BT20 Shoto Kazuma. So start a main by returning this tamer to the bottom of the deck. You may play Shoto Kazuma from your hand with a play cost without paying the cost. Then, if you don't have a Digimon, you also may play a level 3 Digimon card with the Bird or Avian trait from your trash without paying the cost as well. So it gives you 2 new cards just by putting this to the bottom of your deck. At the end of your turn, by suspending this tamer, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, and until the end of their turn, one of your Digimon with the Vortex Warrior trait gains an additional 2,000 DP. So this allows you to Vortex into one of your guys who's essentially unsuspended, because the tamer is just going to suspend it for you. Moving on to the option cards, we're just playing nice, easy consistency cards, like 3 copies of the Green Memory Boost, 2 copies of Agility Training, and then for the non-consistency cards, we're playing 2 copies of Green Scramble. We just need to get into our high guys as soon as we possibly can. So the more memory, the more cost reductions that we can have, the better. And Scramble is also just a nice way to recover you back into the game if your board does get outed. That is it, guys. That is my take on the Vortex Warrior deck. Lost Safaga, Medieval Galapon, however you want to call it, Shoto and Friends, like literally however you want to call it. So this is again just a nice little base template that you can use that for your decks, and then you can like customize it however you wish. Put in your text and all that kind of stuff. As I mentioned before, Chroma was one of those techs that you can possibly play. Another possible tech that you could play in the deck, if you can't get to like Medieval Galapon, is something like Ancient Kazemon. This is like tech that me and my mate Shark was looking into. It is a nice little boss monster that you can use that is like on a nice fair budget, as it's just a nice simple rare. It is also a bird, so it does have like nice little synergies there with you. So you can use like something like this for an additional boss monster if you can't get your hands obviously on like Medieval Galapon in this case. And then like Chromon if you don't want to play like the Rapid one or the Argon one, that kind of stuff as well. So you've got other techs that you can utilize in the bird and avian trait. So you've got like things that you can utilize there. So thank you all. Thank you very much. Like, comment and subscribe if you did enjoy this, and stay tuned, and we'll hopefully get some more videos out for you if I don't miss out on dates. So again, big apologies on the missing video on Friday. So thank you very much. Like, comment and subscribe. Till next time, as always, stay safe, and of course, happy dueling.